Good morning, fellow YouTubers. It's Sunday morning. It's 6:30. Where is it? It's 6:41 now, and I'm just off for another adventure with Bay in the back there. He's restless. He's excited because he knows he's going out. And today's journey is going to take us back over towards the Scottish border with Kielder Forest. I'm going to the town of or village NEWCASTLETON, and I'm going to follow Kershope burn all the way up along towards Bloody Bush Road on the English side of Kielder Forest trails. It's a mountain bike trail that goes from Kershope Bridge, Kershope Head, and you go right over towards Kielder Forest on the English side. It's a 17-mile trek. Last time I was up there, I did half the journey from the English side, and I went over the bridge into NEWCASTLETON and then followed the trail halfway down until I got so far where the trails, the stone tracks run off from one another at a wide junction. Then I turned around and just went back towards the car, because like I say, it's a 17-mile journey, so I did around about half. So this time I'm going to go over to the Scottish side and start the trail from that side coming back over towards England. So that's another 17 miles, so I'm just going to gently walk up the stone tracks, the Forestry Commission tracks, until I get to a big huge house that's on the right hand side down in the dip, and that'll be like a marker post for where I'll turn around and start coming back towards the car. But that's my planned journey anyway. But as you can see, it's horrible. It's pea soup, fog, misty. So I've got my fog lights on, and I've set my trip so I can see how many miles I do when I park up eventually at Kershope Burn in NEWCASTLETON. Right, so I'll bring you back further down the line when I've got to stop for a wee or wherever. So bye for now. Right, I've drove right along the B6318 military road from Wooler and Overton area, where I turned off the A69. Sit down, son, get down. I've just pulled over for a quick wee, desperate. But I'm going through the village of, I've just come down the bank through Greenhead, turned right at the crossroads, and now I'm going to go through Gillsland, and I'm going to drive through Gillsland, cross over the road bridge, stone bridge at the pub called the Bridge Inn, then take a left going up the bank, and that's like a continuation of the B6318, and I'm just going to take that all the way to go towards NEWCASTLETON. But I just wanted to stop and get a quick wee. I'll let you know where I am. So it's Sunday the 9th of March 2025. It's been a hell of a drive getting over here because it's thick pea soup. I had to lean forward and look to see where the road was in parts because it was so dense, the fog. But hopefully as the morning's progressing now, it's starting to get daylight and it gets warmer, and this fog will lift, so I'll be able to see what I'm doing. Right, so without further ado, I'll continue. Oh, how many miles have I done? I've done 54.6 miles so far from South Shields, I think. Yeah, 54.6 miles I've done so far from my house. Right, so I'll just get back on the road and continue along to Gillsland, which is about 1.5 miles, 2 miles. And like I say, drop down through Gillsland to the Bridge Inn pub and then turn right and go over the stone bridge. Right, so bye for now. It's 8:24 AM in the morning, this Sunday morning, the 9th of March 2025, and I've done 64 miles to this little village called Kirkenbeck. So I'm still on the B6318 heading for NEWCASTLETON on the Scottish border with Kielder Forest. So this is one of the many little villages that you drive through. But I just wanted to stop and put that on video to show you how far I'm got and exactly where I am. Right, so bye for now. It's 8:33 AM in the morning, and I've done 66 miles to this pub called The Crossings. This is what you pass when you come along this B6318 heading for NEWCASTLETON. So I'm just going to go over to these signposts now to show you the area that I'm in. So back there we have come from is Gillsland, 9.5 miles. Where I'm going ahead now, 2 miles is Roadhead. That's the next main village that I've been driving through. And there's your number of the road, look, B6318 on the right hand side. Over that way you've got the little village called Flowerhurst, 1/2 mile away. Never heard of that before. And that way, if you go that way past the pub, is Heathers Gill, 5 miles. But I always stop here because it's a big car parking spot where you can get off the road. And I've just taken the dog out on his leader round the back of those cars along the grass to see if he wanted to do his business. He hasn't gone to the toilet yet, but he's done a few wees. Right, so I always think about the dog when I'm doing quite long journeys. Just make sure he gets out to get a wee and do what he needs to do. Right, so without further ado, I'm going to jump back in the car and continue along the road there towards the little village of Roadhead. Okay, I've done 68.5 miles so far from South Shields, and I've reached the village of Roadhead. You've got your 30 miles an hour signs. So you go another 150 yards and the road bends round to the right, then it just drops down a really steep bank. So I'm dropping down to the bottom, and you go straight over the crossroads, and then you look for your turn to go to Blackpool Gate, I think it's called. That's going to be the next section of the roads that I go along. But I've just pulled over to get these road signs and speed thingies on video for you, to show you exactly where I am. What time is it now? 8:41 AM in the morning. Sunday morning, 8:41, 9th of March 2025. So I'll bring you back further down the line. Bye for now. Okay, I've come down the steep bank behind us here, down from Roadhead, and here's your next signpost that you come across after coming straight over the junction back there. It bends out to the left, but you just go straight on, and as you can see on the left it's pointing Blackpool Gate, half a mile, and where I'm going, Newcastleton, 8.5 miles. So I'm going left down the bank here and through the tiny little village of Blackpool Gate, then continue up and along towards where there's a church. Right, so I'll bring you back. Bye for now. Okay, I've just come another mile along the road from the last time I stopped there, and this is another place where I can pull over and have a quick wee, or let the dog out and have a wee at the church grounds here. It's called the Knowe, K-N-O-W-E, the Knowe. Wait a minute. He's getting restless. He thinks he's getting out as well, because I've already had him out for a quick wee. It's just a quaint little church in the middle of the countryside. So that's what it's called, Newcastle United Reformed Church, and underneath in brackets it's got the Knowe, K-N-O-W-E. It's got the usual obelisk in the grounds to let you know that the Freemasons have been part of this as usual. So whoever that person that's buried in theirs was some sort of important. He's whining like hell. But I just thought I'd stop and put this little quaint church on video for you, because a lot of churches are getting knocked down now because the globalists don't like Christianity. They don't believe in Jesus, they believe in Satan. So basically that's why all your churches are getting knocked down and obliterated, to wipe them off the face of history and memory. Right, so I've just got to get back on this road, go around that bend and climb a bit, and then keep going over the top and then drop down towards Newcastleton, where you start seeing all the trees of the forest. It's a lovely area. Right, so I'll bring you back. Bye for now. Okay, I've done 71.9 miles and it's 8:52 AM in the morning, this Sunday morning, the 9th of March 2025. Now I've stopped here as normal, like I normally do, when I see this bumps in the road sign, because you're high up before I drop down towards Newcastleton, where I'm going, for to go to Kershope, because you can see for about 2 to 3 miles in the distance there, you can see a white painted cottage on the right hand side. So I'm dropping down all the way down and going to go past that. Then you come across another little cottage where you turn right and then start dropping down into Kershope. So I'm not far from my location now, but I like to stop here because you've got an all-round view of the countryside. It's beautiful, and you can see all the trees across there to your right. That's where I'm going to be going into Kershope Forest, basically. Right, so I'll bring you back further down the line. Bye for now. Right, I've come further along the road past that hey bumps in the road sign, where you can look right down to that cottage on the right. I've passed that, and I've come along and I've come to this junction here now, where it's turn right, it's going to go to Kershope Foot, Burn, and Newcastleton, 4 miles. I can't see what's on the top of that, the circle bit, run screen or something. Left, you can go to Bailey, 1 3/4 miles, and Longtown, 14 miles. And obviously the road's closed ahead, so there's a diversion. There's a little pug barking away in the garden there. I think that's what he's getting all excited about. Right, so without further ado, I'm bending around the right here and going further along the road. Then I come to the top, really steep bank, where you drop down S-bend after S-bend, really steep, down to the Kershope Burn Bridge. So I'll bring you back. Bye for now. Okay, I've reached my destination at Newcastleton, and I've just stopped to let the dog go out and do his toilet business, which he's done. So he's stopped whining now. He's not been such a hurry to get out. That's probably what was wrong with him before. He's just desperate to go for a wee. Right, so I've just come down that nasty, it's a really nasty steep bank coming down to get to the bridge here. It's like it's S-bends and tight bends, one after another. So coming down there in the winter and or trying to get back up there in the winter will be a bloody nightmare. If there's no salt being spreaded on the road to melt the snow and ice. But there you go, welcome to the Scottish borders. So this is where I am. I've just come across to Newcastleton to follow the Kershope Burn all the way up. So basically what I do, I go up, back over the bridge, and you can see that wooden marker post pointing off to the left. That's a little skinny farmer's track that goes along towards where I cross the bridge and start me walk. So it's about a mile along that farmer's track, which is full of little holes and stuff like that, so you just got to drive slowly over it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Go back over this bridge and turn left and drive about another mile, and then I park the car up in my usual spot just on the left hand side of the road before you get to the bridge. There's a concrete bridge goes across the Kershope Burn here. Well, that's where I park up. So I'll park the car up. I'll probably set my time-lapse camera up this time because the weather's much better now. Right. So I'll just point my camera over the bridge and show you the Kershope Burn. Right, he's starting to go up that bloody steep bank. It's a nightmare getting up there. You've got to have a good car to get up there. Using that the skinny track here to turn around. Right, so this is Kershope Burn. That's Kershope, Kershope. I mean, I would say Kershope, but the Scottish pronounce it Kershope. Right, so that's that side. I'll point the camera down. So you can see the white water rapids going over the rocks. And this is the other side where the river's created these islands in the middle. Right, so I'm going to go back to the car, jump in the car, drive back over this bridge here, then turn left, go past that lady's blue car, and then drive about like a mile along. It's a skinny, just one tarmac track, one lane. So you just got to drive really slow because it's full of holes and full of water in the holes. So you just got to drive carefully. So straight away, I seen the sheep up on the top of the hill there. They were starting to run up the hill there just as I pulled up in the car. So I can't let them off the leader. So what I've got to do is drive along that road about a mile. Then I feel safe to let them off because we'll be well away from any horses, cattle, sheep, people. And then he can have the run of the place after that. Because there's nobody around, it's just Forestry Commission road tracks, stone tracks. Right. So when I was getting here, you couldn't see a damn thing. It was cold, misty, foggy. I couldn't see the bloody road. But now it's turned out to beautiful. The sun's trying to get out. So obviously now that the sun's getting out, any fog or mist, it's just going to all disintegrate, blow away, lift, as you say. Right, so me and the dog's going to have a lovely, he's looking towards me, look. Going to have a lovely hike along Kershope Burn, going towards the English side of Kielder Forest, towards Bloody Bush Road, where I normally come in from the English side to go and do my walk past Willow Bog Cottage and what have you. Right, so how many miles have I done from South Shields? 75.4 miles so far from South Shields to get to here, Newcastleton Scottish border on the Kershope Bridge. Right, so bye for now. Okay, so I've drove back over the Kershope stone road bridge there, turned left and started coming along this skinny, really rough track full of holes and stones and water. And once I drive past this metal gate, I feel safe enough that there's no sheep beyond this point here. So when I get to the top of the road, about a mile in, you feel safe enough to let the dog off. But I'll keep on his lead until we get across the concrete bridge and go actually into the forestry. Then I know there's going to be no livestock anywhere, or people for that matter. It's very, very remote and quiet up here. So you can see the mist above the road. That's the warm air meeting the cold air of the Kershope Burn there, and it's creating this like mist. It's very eerie. Right, so without further ado, I'll continue along this road another half a mile, and then I'll be parking up on the left hand side in a passing place like I normally do, and I'll set up my time lapse in my GoPro in the frame there with my GoPro 8, because obviously the skies are clear now, the sun's out, so I should get a decent time lapse. Right, so I'll bring you back. Bye for now. Okay, it's 9:21 AM in the morning, this Sunday morning, the 9th of March 2025, and I've come along this really rough track about a mile, and I come across the sign there which says no unauthorised vehicles beyond this point. So this is why I parked my car here, just off the side of the road, and leave enough room for any wide vehicles to get past, any wide farm vehicles. So I'll pull right over on the left in the grass and get, and I'm going to set up my time-lapse camera to point up the sky. Oh, there's the first chemtrails that we're getting as soon as I've arrived, look. So they're starting already going across. So this is Newcastleton on the Scottish border with Kielder Forest. So I'm going to follow Kershope Burn all the way up past the big house on the right hand side. It's down in the dip. Right, so they're spraying again as usual. What time is that? 9:22 AM. Right, so I'm just going to pull over onto the grass here, and there's a grass track goes down to meet the Kershope Burn there. So I'm going to drop him down there so he can go for a quick drink. He's been to the toilet, so I don't think you need to go for any number twos, because he's done that. Right, so I'll bring you back. Bye for now. Okay, so I've got to my destination, and I've done 76.3 miles, and it's 9:39 AM in the morning. So I'll just walk up to this concrete bridge where I'm going to be walking across in a minute with the dog. So I've just had him down that. There's a bit of a grass track leads off down the burn from the back of the car there where I park. So I've just taken him down there, and he's just been at the toilet again on the right hand side here. Once he gets out the car, he runs like a bloody idiot. He's all over the shop. But this is the concrete bridge that I'll be walking across, and then through the metal gate there to follow Kershope Burn all the way up. I'm going to be going about approximately 2 to 3 miles to where there's a big house on the right hand side going up the road, and it drops down an embankment from the gateway. So I'll walk as far as that, and I'll depending on if my legs or feet are aching, because you walk on stone track all the way up here, look. Right, so I've just left the engine running, so it's continuing to charge up my DigiPower battery and my GoPro 8 battery, because I've just set away my time lapse. Right, come and get a drink, son. Here, yeah, get a drink here. Here. Yeah, get a drink, son. Get a drink. I don't think he's thirsty. But you can see that they lock the metal gate, so no vehicles can come along here, apart from the Forestry Commission trucks to bring the trees down when they've chopped them down. But this is Kershope Burn, where I've followed it along from where I stopped earlier on there at the stone bridge where I first parked up. So this is an ideal, perfect place to come and bring a dog for a walk, where you can let them off the leader, as long as you come away from where I first started off, because that's where there's any sheep But once you get here over this bridge and then start following Kershope Burn up on the stone tracks here, there's no sheep, there's no cattle, no horses, and hardly ever you see any people. You know, the only people that I'll see probably is any mountain bikers on the bikes doing the bike trails. That's what I like about this place as well. It's so quiet and peaceful, and as you can see, very, very, very picturesque. Beautiful. But there's your sign, look, Newcastleton, welcome to Scotland. Last few times I've been along here and all the gates been open. But they must be doing forestry tree harvesting or something. That's why they've locked it, so they don't want anybody going up there. But normally on Sunday there's no workmen going on. There's no work going on at all. On a Sunday you don't see anybody. Right, so there's your bike post. Reavers 10 East. Right, and that's looking along Kershope Burn, where I've just drove along that farmer's track about a mile to where I parked the car. Right, so basically I'm just going to go up and round this right hand bend and then just follow the road right along, and I'll pass some green posts on the bottom on the left hand side at the junction, and that's where it tells you to go over to Keilor Forest in England. It's either 13 miles one way or 17 along the bottom. So I'll point them out now when I get up to them, and then just continue walking along the road until I get towards where that big house is on the right hand side. Because like I say, I was here a few weeks ago and I came over from like Bloody Bush Road from the English side of Keilor Forest and followed Bloody Bush Road all the way along here. 17 miles. I didn't realise that at the time until I seen the signpost. Right, the weather's turned absolutely lovely, from considering it was bloody freezing cold mist when I first set off. You couldn't see a bat in front of you. The roads coming along the military road were thick pea soup. Right, so I'm going to go back to the car now, turn it off, the engine off, lock it up, turn my DigiPower battery on, because you've got to press the button to turn it back on once you turn the engine off, and then that'll continue to power up my GoPro 8 that's doing the time lapse at the moment. So I should get quite a good long time lapse while I'm away from the car. That's what I normally do. Now, for those people who want to know where Kershope Head Bothy is, that's the way you go. To the right, you go through that metal gate and just follow that road all the way up, past that big house you can see it down on the left. Then eventually you come to like a bit of a quarry on your right hand side, and the road bends round to the right past it. You go at the top of that bend, then you come to a junction, then you turn left and then just follow the road, and it takes you to the Bothy. So there's no struggling to get through trees and bushes and uphill like I've seen some people. Good boy. Right, come on, what goes on? Right, we're going out of the park now. We're going out of the park. He's thoroughly enjoying himself already. Off his leader. I've got his leader around my neck, but I'll have to tuck it in my waistband and stick the hooks in the pocket so it doesn't bang against the camera and tap, 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 tap. It's really annoying when you go back home and you go to watch your videos and it's making that din. Right, come here, son. No, this is what he did last time when I was coming back from up there. He disappeared in front of us. I couldn't find him anywhere, so I started going along the road. I couldn't find him, so I jumped in the car, turned around and started driving back out of here, and he's halfway up the bloody road. Little shit. Right.